Good morning, you beautiful people. Hope you're doing well. Did I just get back at 2 in the morning my time from the Fredericton rally last night? Yes, I did. Did big news drop 20 minutes before I got home? You're dang straight it did. Did it put me in a position that I had to sit down at 2:30 my time to record a video and make sure it gets posted for 7 a.m. this morning? You bet your bottom dollar I did, because this is a huge win for you and for you and for you and for all of Canada, baby. Let's dive into it. Mr. Paul Chiang has stepped down as the Liberal representative for Markham-Unionville. He says, I can't do it anymore. It's over. I'm too much of a distraction. You know what's too much of a distraction? The Canadian voice is saying, you got to step down. The Canadian voice who says, this has no place in our country. The Canadian voice that say, this man should have been charged for what he did. This is a win for you. This is a win for Canada. This is amazing. Paul Chiang, making up an excuse, and let's read it, shall we? Because it's a beautiful, beautiful swan song. For the past 3.5 years, he says, it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve the people of Markham-Unionville as their member of parliament. Every single day, I served with integrity, oh did you now, and worked to deliver results for the people of my community. I am proud that what we have achieved together, and I remain deeply grateful for the trust placed in me. This is a uniquely important election with so much at stake for Canadians. As the Prime Minister and Team Canada work to stand up to President Trump and protect our economy, I do not want to be their distractions in this critical moment. That's why I'm standing aside as our 2025 candidate in our community of Markham-Unionville. I want to thank my family for their support and our community for standing with me as we have worked to build a better future. For over 3 decades, I've served my community with my fullest commitment to keeping people safe and protecting our country's values, and I always will. Will you now? Will you now? You just invoked and asked people of your riding to turn your conservative political opponent over to Chinese authorities to get shipped to Hong Kong, to an authoritarian country. That's what you did. Do you love Canadian values? Do you? Do you? You're a coward. Get out of my face. This was music to my ears. And yes, you're getting 2:30 a.m. Josh Udall, so this is going to be a bit of a weird episode. But this was a huge win for us. This is amazing. Because what did we talk about yesterday morning? What was the episode yesterday morning? Can you think back to that? It was the fact that the media was forced to cover this for the first time. And do you know why the media was forced to cover it? Because your voice was so loud. Your voice made it clear. Independent media came together to make their voice loud on this issue, that this cannot be tolerated. It cannot be allowed to stand. And we will not allow it to go on any longer. That's what happened. That's what happened Friday and Saturday. Then all of a sudden, Sunday rolls around and the media starts covering it. All of a sudden, the crazy things start happening. Then Monday comes around and Mark Carney's in front of a pulpit getting absolutely wrecked.
Markham talked about turning over a conservative candidate to the Chinese consulate to receive a bounty placed on him by the Chinese Communist Party. Can you explain why you've not dropped him as a Liberal candidate?
Thank you for the question. Look, the comments were deeply offensive. This is a terrible lapse of judgment by Mr. Chiang. He has apologized for those comments. He has apologized directly now to the person that he mentioned. Apologized directly to him yesterday. I've spoken to Mr. Chiang as well over the course of the weekend to understand his position. He is a veteran policeman. Mr. Chiang is a veteran policeman with more than a quarter century of service to his community. 28 years of defending rights in this community, and he will continue with his candidacy going forward, having made those apologies very clearly to the individual, to the community, and moving forward to serve.
And then previous to this, he was speaking with the RCMP about his safety. So I'm just wondering why you feel comfortable continuing with a candidate that was parroting Chinese Communist Party talking points to try and attack a political candidate.
Look, this is a person of integrity who's served this community, his community, as a senior police officer for, as I said, more than a quarter century. He's made a terrible lapse in judgment. He's made an apology for that. It's also an individual who has family in Hong Kong. He's under no illusions about the situation there, the situation in broader China. He's made those apologies. He's made them directly to the individual concerned. He's made them directly to me. He has my confidence.
So he sits there and defends, gets pressured pretty hard by the media. And he just says, nope, he apologized. It's all good. He's going to stay on. And he did this all day yesterday, defending Mr. Paul Chiang and his crazy remarks that are so un-Canadian, have no place in this country, should have been told to step down. He should have been investigated. And quite frankly, I think he should have been charged. That's what should have happened. And the leader of the Liberal Party, who's still currently on paper, is our prime minister, said, yep, that's okay. We're going to allow it. We're going to let it fly. That is okay in our eyes. That's what we got yesterday. And so the Liberal Party kept espousing these crazy ideas and kept espousing this crazy line of thought. And Ezra Levant of Rebel News exposed Adam Van Couverden for the exact same stupid crap.
Worried about the Chinese connection with Paul Chiang. Like, it sort of shines a spotlight on Mark Carney's connections with China and the fact we still don't know who the 11 MPs were. How do you feel about standing with Paul Chiang after his outlandish comments?
I feel very confident in the future of the Liberal Party under the leadership of Mark Carney.
But what about the Chinese connection, though?
If you'd allow me to finish, Ezra, I'm very, very confident in the confidence that the Canada has put in Mark Carney, and I'm very, very confident that Paul Chiang has been accountable for his comments.
How has he been accountable?
With his words and with his comments. Anyways.
That's enough for you? Just like saying sorry and he can still stay? Like, he called for a man to be kidnapped.
Look, it wasn't something that I said, Ezra, and I think the Prime Minister said it best. It's a moment that we can all learn from. Thanks for your question.
But what's the lesson that we've learned?
Thanks, Ezra.
He was accountable with his words, accountable with his actions. He asked people to kidnap his political opponent. Wow, it wasn't me who said it. Hands off of me. This is the Liberal Party, folks. They are so unserious, do not care about you, do not care about law and order in this country, and do not care about protecting Canadian ideals. This man won us a gold medal. I, quite frankly, am embarrassed he ever represented our country. I'm quite frankly embarrassed that he's an MP. I think this guy should just be ousted altogether off of representing and understanding or representing our country at any level, whether in politics or in sport from here on out. This man clearly values China and how they feel versus how Canadians feel about China imposing their will on our people. That's what Mark Carney showed today or yesterday. That's what Adam Van Couverden showed here as well. And that's why I showed the Paul Chiang stepping down, because he felt so much pressure. It was so heavily applied that it makes these people look like morons. They spent all day yesterday defending him, And Paul Chiang comes out at 1 a.m. Eastern time saying, I'm stepping down. Oh, man, it makes them look bad. Looks like, Mark Carney, just a couple hours before this announcement dropped, he's out here, looking cool, trying to pour a beer at a pub where he attracted maybe 25 people. Oh, Adam, he looks so cool with our beer. It's so awesome. It's so great. And then 2 hours later, you have Mr. Paul Chiang say, I stepped down. I have my Liberal teammates defending me all day. Well, they're wrong. I need to step down. Yay. That's what happened. And this, cap it all off. This next video is a visual encapsulation of what happened with Paul Chiang and Mark Carney. Mark Carney is again at his event yesterday at the pub in Halton, and this woman is presenting him and hyping him up to the crowd. And oh baby, this man reaches for the mic, reaches for a handshake, and gets absolutely swerved.
Under your leadership and your experience, we are so looking forward to building Canada strong with you. Thank you, everyone.
Swerve. Yo, he was not happy with that one. This man went for the handshake to Paul Chiang. I got you, brother. And whoop, swoop. made him look like a fool. And this was a perfect visual encapsulation of what happened with him, Paul Chiang. Going for the handshake, I got you. Nope. Paul Chiang's gone now. And now you're left holding the bag, looking like a weak, sauce leader, and the exact leader who we know you to be. You don't care about people. You don't care about your team. You don't care about Canada. You don't care about Canadians. You care about yourself. You care about your power. You care about what it will get you. That's what you care about. And that's what we just witnessed today. My friends, take a victory lap. During such a heated election season and so much craziness going on, your voice, your noise, and your pressure made this happen yesterday. And you should give yourself a round of applause because of your voice and your noise and sharing videos like this one, sharing videos like Jasmine Lane, Moose on the Loose, The Pleb, and so many others, Clyde, pushing these videos and sharing them with your friends and family, liking them, subscribing to these channels, pushing the message. Do you know what that did? Do you know what sharing a video did? It put pressure on the media in this country to actually have to cover the story. Even then, it was reluctant. The Globe and Mail shared the story, but it was behind a paywall. CTV and the Toronto Star, actually the Toronto Star, I believe that was behind a paywall as well. CTV was the only one that actually shared it on easily consumable media. So even then, the media entities that did cover it tried their best to hide it. CBC didn't hear anything about it. But your voice sharing videos like these then forced the media to finally cover it. Then that media was able to talk to Mark Carney on Monday in a press conference and press him. We got to see exactly the true colors of Mark Carney. Because of that pressure, he defended, made himself look like a fool. And then by the end of the day, Paul Chiang steps down because it's a distraction now. You should be so proud of yourself, Canada. We can make a difference and we'll continue to do so. Like, share, and subscribe, and let's keep pushing forward. Thank you again for everybody. I really did appreciate my time meeting a lot of you in Fredericton yesterday. Some of you sharing your stories. Some of you are dealing with some really hard things. And you guys are still choosing to persevere. And that, my friends, is mighty inspiring. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out.